The Minister, I understand, I saw a very nice smiling photograph of yourself with various author-looking types of people whom I assumed were the staff from the SRI who wrote the recent study into Youthreach. And Minister, what I want to ask you about is about how the Youthreach resources are allocated, because frankly, if you've had a bad experience in school, such that you've had to leave school, your only option in terms of staying on for more education and training is to have a Youthreach. But very often there isn't a local Youthreach. So I want to know, in terms of access to Youthreach, what's your department's policy and response to the SRI report?
Very good. I don't know if you're scolding me or not for smiling, or maybe I'll have to cut back a wee bit on that. Thank you. As part of as part of a series of reviews of further education and training programmes, Solace commissioned an independent review of the National Youthreach Programme, which was conducted by the Economic and Social Research Institute. The review report, launched on the 17th of June, provides a comprehensive evaluation of the National Youthreach Programme and demonstrates the positive impact of Youthreach for learners. The evaluation noted that demand for Youthreach across both Youthreach centres and community training centres has fallen by 11% in the period 2015 to 2017, with a further fall in demand in 2018. Some of this decline is related to the improved economic circumstances and availability of jobs. In addition, the school retention rate continues to improve, with 91% of students completing their Leaving Cert examinations. The evaluation also found that there is an uneven geographical distribution of Youthreach places. Solace has considered the key review findings and developed a response document which sets out 17 recommendations to further improve and develop the Youthreach programme. These recommendations are framed in the context of the broader reform and integration of further education and training provision in general and the evolving strategy for the FET system. The recommendations include considering the issues of uneven geographical distribution in annual local and national system planning and education and training boards, reviewing the sustainability of all centres. In doing so, Solace and ETBs will be ensuring that there is an appropriate balance of provision across levels 1 to 6 of the National Framework of Qualifications in terms of providing both employment and progression opportunities to learners.
Well, Minister, when the Labour Party was in government, we very successfully succeeded in increasing very significantly the retention of students and pupils in both primary school and secondary school. The if you like, saddest indicator or predictor of somebody being poor in their later life is, in Ireland, if you leave school very early and you don't get any qualifications. Now, the numbers in terms of people who want to access Youthreach has been falling, but it is still significant, and it includes children who've been affected by various family issues. It includes children from different ethnic backgrounds. For instance, traveller children are significant participants in Youthreach. But the thing is, a good Youthreach programme can make all the difference to somebody being successful, going on then to doing a traineeship, an apprenticeship, going on to college. And there are success stories from Youthreach right around the country. But I want to ask you, which part of the recommendations are you going to implement, and are you going to take action to make it accessible?
Okay, well, the good news is that my officials have already started the engagement, that there will be a mechanism now to look at all the recommendations and see how we can progress that. So we're not going to single out one or another. So that communication has started. Second thing is, Youthreach is an invaluable pathway for people and young people who are struggling maybe with a mainstream pathway. And I see the benefit of the relationship between the principal and the mainstream school and the Youthreach team, where there's a good relationship there. It works well. It's also about awareness. It's about creating the awareness of the benefit. At the launch in Dublin in the last week, met this wonderful young woman who was in her 6th year. It was Christmas time. It wasn't working for her, and she went into Youthreach and got the supported education that she needed, and it was transformative. She's in 3rd level at the moment, studying art and design, and we just have to continue to channel that awareness, but also to accentuate I suppose the career progression, and also not necessarily just that sounds a bit mechanical, but the preparing for life and preparing people. Youthreach provides young people with the skills and equips them for life.
Thank you, Minister.
Yeah. What I wanted to particularly draw attention to in the context of Youthreach, as you know, schools often have children who may have particular special needs. They may in fact have a learning requirement which needs to be specifically addressed. They may, for instance, be on the autism spectrum, and therefore they may find life in a general school very difficult for a variety of reasons. So I want to know specifically in terms of, again, this issue of Youthreach really being a lottery postcode. It really does depend on where you live. What arrangements you will make. For instance, you could use the Youthreach model in existing primary and secondary schools, rather like an ASD class, as a special provision which would enable, even though the numbers might be very small because the population might be small, for example, in a rural area or in a medium or small-sized town, so as to enable special provision to be made for children with special needs who could do with that extra boost from Youthreach.
The participation rate in Youthreach centres has gone down, a number of reasons, full employment, all that, but there still are gaps in relation to young travellers, young migrants. Are we equipping them with the proper education to give them the skills to advance to third level or to apprenticeships? And Solace has a key role to play in all this. They're very much working with the third level sector, they're very much working with the secondary school mainstream, but they will have a key role in these recommendations, because the idea, and every day we all hear TDs in this House as practicing politicians, the idea that we can send everybody in to third level to get a third level qualification is going to be the solution. That's going to be one part of the solution. We have to create the awareness, create the positive awareness around apprenticeships. I was recently in Monaghan, I was in Combilift. It was like being in a university complex, seeing young women doing apprenticeships there in Combilift, and them just that feeling of satisfaction and the engagement by industry and the second level sector and Youthreach. We just have to continue with that.
Thank you, Minister.